Hello. Hello, hello. Alright, well, wait a couple of minutes, I'll be right back. Oh, that's loud. Hold on. Why are you so loud? You finally got top 3. Maybe slightly late on that one, Ferds. Oh yeah, I had to start 2 hours earlier because I have to do some shit for work when I usually stream, or like in a couple hours. So I probably could have done my regular time at 2 Mountain, but didn't wanna have that be an issue. So. No one fucking watches this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like 5 viewers, so that's all you need. That's all you need. It'll be a short one today. What do I do for work? I don't know if I'm gonna totally disclose that. Considering I live in a town of like 10 people, so it's probably pretty easy to find my work. If I make it super obvious. Alright, it's been 5 minutes, fuck it, let's start. This week, liked this one a lot. The spreads are 137.86 up to 139.40, so a pretty healthy race. Not like last week's, where it was super tight, but not like a blowout of first. Don't know who this is, I'm gonna be honest, but apparently they have a second, but now a first, so congrats. No Cannibal upload, classic. Say goodbye upload, Vcoach, and pretty sure Eins uploaded, but I have no idea how to find his shit on whatever weird Chinese website he uploads to. Billy, whatever it is. You could probably find it, but not quite sure where to look for that one. So it's 5th anyway, who cares? Unless he wants to link it somehow. He did. Surely it's linked in Toby's, right? Surely a link is present here. Not seeing anything. So unless someone links it, it's not getting reviewed. Alright. Let's go. Let's start. Classic 14 minutes, or 14 seconds of you get medals. Let's just watch it all the way through. Boat. End of round clean. .402 tack. A little bit of a shake-up. Nothing looks too crazy, but there is a method to the madness here. Some subtle things you might miss. And then we have a huge ass cut, and it's the end of the game. This is pretty common with round 65 because you're sending. A lot of times you have no idea what the peak clean is, so you have to cut your recording, go back and check it, and then do it, which is, I mean, completely fine. I do that too. And that was a 137.86. So on the surface, it looks kind of boring. You think, oh, Roth and Dissolver, but you know, there's some nuance behind a lot of the decisions here that I like. I like the tech in this week, even if it is subtle. Let's start with the start right here. Actually, no, because it's just Soda. Nothing too interesting here. Budget Gwen. But, I mean, allows us to go all the way to 17 on a map like End of the Road with 1 life. That's pretty damn good. I don't think there was anything too crazy with this tack position. I think everyone basically had the same spot, just right here. There have been races where we've used this spot, because this actually hooks all 8 blades. But it requires that you don't have any fucking clean at this bottom side. So on a race where we have 1 life, it's super important that we get this on the way back around. So this was a no-go spot. But this one is good if we can just leak a fuck ton of stuff. And maybe we're getting our second tower, like, down here, right? Selling this into, like, fucking, I don't know, this, right? Or this. He sends to 17 here, which I'm surprised nobody sent further than that. I was doing runs where I was sending 19, and I was living. And I was sending 26 at the same time. So I don't know if I'm just crazy. Obviously, I didn't do end of round stuff. But if we're sending 26 so soon after, I feel like sending 19 earlier just helps with your end of round. So I have no idea why nobody did that, or even send 18. Like, 19 maybe was a bit sketchy. You had to have decent timings with your attack. But, yeah, I was able to do 19 and just live. So I don't know if maybe I'm crazy and that just wasn't a way, but in my eyes it looked like you could grind it out. I don't know. It might have been like the RNG you couldn't grind out. I think 18 was probably like... You'd live like 50-60% of the time. 19 was maybe like a 30%. Maybe 20-30. But I mean, if you're getting top times, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Because the lives don't matter, because we're getting, once we full send, or half send, to 50, we're getting all the mana anyway. So, we're not actually losing any lives, because if you leak below 1, you're fucked anyway, right? I was doing 19, 25, 27, but it was a bit RNG. Yeah, no, like, it definitely wasn't good. Or, it wasn't, I wouldn't say good is the word. It was RNG, but I think it was high enough that it wasn't, like, completely ass to keep playing. And if you're pushing times, I would assume eventually you get down to that point, but apparently not this race. And yeah, I did have to go 25. That is true. I couldn't go 26. I just topped 25 and then 27 a little after. Basically his timings. I was sending 27 and 26 when he sent 27. So you get an earlier 18 and 19 for a slightly later 26. I don't know, I just feel like that's still beneficial. But I did not get top 5, so what do I know? Backseat gamer. Why is it early? I had to do stuff later, so yeah. And I didn't want to wait to do it tomorrow or Tuesday because I like Wednesday as a date to do it. This might be my permanent time, I don't know. It kind of helps out the EU bros and some other people that might want to catch it earlier, but who knows? So, regardless of your early, you have to send 27, and you have to stop. Can't send 28, no lead. That's fine. We can hardly defend this anyway. So this is a cool tech. I guess everyone did this in top 5 to an extent. This is purely just to get end of round. On its own, this 0-1 buck, it's not doing a whole lot. Like, we're not really pumping out DPS, but you don't really need that if we just have a little bit of end of round here, right? Perfect position too. We can put it on last. We get every grape. And by the time we're getting this Roth, which was always the goal. I mean, look at how early this is, right? Compared to these top 50 times at the start. 3, 4, 5 seconds faster. And then yes, 402 Roth. Not 420. I was saying this was fine a couple weeks ago. I don't know what rant I was on, but I made the comment that, yeah, 402 Roth actually does not have that, like, bad of Pierce. Or rather DPS. Compared to 420. Like, yeah, it's worse, but it's shockingly comparable. Like, if you were forced to go 402 Roth, like, you'd be completely fine. And one of those reasons is some rounds actually become easier. So, 40, anything with a Moab, obviously. and 46. Because you have these bad boys. And when you get a ROF, and there's things that are already halfway across the track, and then you buy it, less likely that that stuff's gonna properly get popped, right? Because obviously in this scenario it's popped, but you have a lot of other shit that's happening and getting pierce capped, right? So that stuff just kind of flows on through. So in this situation, yeah, 4-2 is absolutely fine. Because here's the bottleneck, right? This is the bottleneck round. It's 51, because we don't want to get camo at all. Again, as I always say, we always want to just, like, backlog camo for as long as possible. We just don't want to get it. We don't have to deal with it, right? Let's get our actually good towers here. And then we can maybe start thinking about camo. So 50 is the bottleneck. Now ROF, 420 ROF, can go to like 53 or something. I'm pretty sure. If we have this camo, and we don't care about camo, we just have like a free sub at the start of the game, like, this send here is not to 51. This is like a 52, maybe 53 send. I'm not entirely sure, but it's somewhere around that if we just have like free camo for some reason, because this ROF can handle it. But because we have to stop at 50 anyway, we're not actually losing a whole lot. Like 402 does have less DPS than 420, but we don't really utilize that fully for these first couple seconds because we're not setting past 50. So like this 402 ROF is fine. And it enables us to get better DPS on the ceramics, layer skip, and the 40 and 50 Moab. And then we alk buff that because, I mean, as long as we can alk buff this and not die to camos, we would 100% do it, right? Boom. I don't know why we pause here. Oh, we don't. I'm just crazy. He pauses some weird alk timings later, but we'll get to that. Soda down. This is for, I mean, these purple timings are really tight. Yeah, this is for the purples. That makes sense. And even if there weren't any purples, I'd still get Soda down anyway. Her level 3 is still useful even in this stage of the game, especially when we have kind of limited tower selection on the right. So, good tower spot, or good Soda spot. Now we're forced to get camo. I'm pretty sure 80 or 50 is... You can maybe spot it there. Fucking small balloons, I hate them, man. Can't see shit. There it is. So, forced to get camo here. You could stop at like a 302, maybe, but just get reactor. We're limited by DPS anyway. We don't have many towers, so... Just get it. More consistent. A little bit of DPS for you. Why not? We can alk buff it too. Good shit. Alk micro, I like to see. Alk every tower in the game constantly. Although he does miss a crucial alk here, I think, later. Maybe would like to see a pre-alk buff on that. Possibly. Maybe a pre-alk on that. I don't know. We also get top cross path. I mean, how much is this? 270. For the peace of mind that, like, if it does target something at the front, yeah, that's probably smart. I'm just gonna say you have so much lead damage on this board that it might not be necessary, but just to be safe. Why Jungle's Bounty? Isn't it just 2 vines? It got buffed, actually twice. First it had double vines, and then it had double pierce on those vines. So I think it's 4 times, roughly, better than just a single Druid of the Jungle. Oh yeah, and the targetable. So in fact, it's probably slightly more than 4 times, because you're getting more value out of that first targeting than most people realize. Yeah, Pierce and Follow Target is that follow target is super underrated. You just live for so much longer. And you get end of rounds better. It's great. Oh, okay, hold on. We gotta backtrack here. Okay. So maybe a pre-alk on here. I really wish people would alk their Sodas, man. It's just so it's so useful. Just alch the Sada right here. We live every time. I saw a couple people do this, but I'm shocked that that he didn't. And granted, I don't think this is super tight, but he does have to do some. He does have to do some stronger stimulant shenanigans, because we are kind of limited by tower selection at this point. I mean, we have our one druid down, our one tack down, our reactor down. I mean, there's not a whole lot more that we can get. We could get like a glue strike. None of these other towers, other than maybe sub, is going to be useful. You could have maybe put down like a ballistic missile here. Just kind of like a... No other tower does anything other than ballistic missile and maybe cannon ship, but... at this point we have to resort... Once we do the 70 send, we have to resort to, you know, we have to buff this with our drums. Constantly alch buffing, and in fact, because we can't get anything else, it's like, alright, fuck it, we have to use stim at this point. Because there's just no other tower we can get. I feel like we could have snuck in a ballistic or a buck here for some money. This, okay, I don't like this at all. I would have liked to seen any sort of... Just put a buck down, man. We get free money. Look at how long we wait. Look at how long this is. Look at this. Look how much money we have. Oh, we're just sitting on 7, 8, 8K we're just sitting on. Fuck, you could have gotten a favored for that money. I doubt it would have made money, but... I mean, you're selling a reactor and favored. 85% sellback. I don't know, it might have. You at least get a merchant, man. That pays itself off. Top 3 would be alch buff Sada. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was trying the early alch buff Sada, selling this into an alch buff into Sada, and then full sending to Smail or to Mail, and that didn't quite work out. Unlucky. Turns out Roth is pretty good when you have a map that overlaps itself. Yeah, in this instance, clearly it wasn't needed because he didn't use it, but it's good practice to just always alch buff your Sada, man. No reason not to. You instantly recoup the money that you lost on alch buff, and you kill things way better. So yeah, we gotta stim stuff here because there's no other towers we can get. Maybe you could have got a ballistic. I wouldn't have hate to seen that. Just to help out. I mean, we have so much money, right? Also, I mean, fuck, we could alch buff anything here. We're just waiting so long. Even just popping a brew on this reactor. I know we're saving up money, but I mean, how much does he have after this sell? Oh, we fuck up and do that. I mean, 2K left over. We could have sold Sada, like, I don't know. This seems a bit sloppy, but I mean, it doesn't... It's not super tight. But yeah, I guess you're looking for that fortified Moab there, the first one that's coming through. That's your breaking point. And he's still got time, so yeah, not terrible, but so we get Solver and the game's kind of over at this point. You can't die, we've stabilized. We farm. Just one. Would have liked to see this other buck. Because it definitely makes money. Remember, you can have favor down for almost no amount of time and it makes money. We have 85% sellback. On it. regardless of if you have another one. This right here, 85% with all MK. So this needs like 4 end of rounds or some shit to recoup its money. So it's just always worth getting a favored. Or as many as you can. Probably could have gotten Destroyer. Yeah, maybe. Destroyer. Because yeah, Destroyer on this map is I don't hate this at all. We're maximizing Pierce. And we have Alk buff, and we can put it on last, and we have Monkey Knowledge. Like this is a good spot to use Destroyer. If we didn't have Solver, that's probably what would have happened. I mean, this doesn't. Like, look at how much money we have just floating, right? We would get this. We just have fucking 4K. Alk buff that. Would have gotten Destroyer here. 2 Destroyers, in fact. We could get a Ballistic Missile. Could have trap microed this. Well, actually, I don't know if you could. This kind of fucks up the start, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't. No, so you're fine. Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely don't need Solver here. Maybe it would have been a better ice without glue, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's possible if you didn't have Solver, you might have had to go Smail, but still probably just going Buck here. It's a good thought experiment to think about. I feel like it's always just worth upgrading bigger globs. Just to have it before you upgrade. Like, it's 110. I don't think it's gonna be that tight. I always go 410. I can see arguments for no 420. Actually, you should never go 420. 1700 that you could be using on Solver. But for 110, yeah, I'm picking up this bigger globs every time before I'm buying it. Especially if I'm not pre-alking it. So, he skips this, but there's nothing too crazy. We farm and then we get Tech Terror. With a small amount of cash left. A lot of times, if you have a round 70 race, it's going to be way easier than a round 65 race. Which kind of seems backwards, but the only thing that round 70 gives you is just more money to clean round 65. So if you stop at round 65, that's all you're getting, right? That money from 1 to 65 is all you get. What if we go to like 70, 73? Obviously not 74. But if we go all the way up to 73, a lot of times it's easier just because we have way more money to clean the 65 or to P-clean it. I don't know if it would have mattered in this instance. I mean, that's 5 more rounds. And we're somewhat tight here. Probably could have farmed more efficient and still been fine, but it would have been tighter. I guess if you're just going for top 50, you just fucking just put Solver down, man. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, yeah, it doesn't perfect clean. And if you're going for top 5, you shouldn't use it. But like, if you're just a top 50 dude, all you need is Solver, and it just kills the front. Like, P cleans almost. A Solver, like, why? This tower shouldn't do that. It just shouldn't. There's no reason. Solver just, like, almost P clean 65. Like, super easy top 50 strat is just get Solver, and you don't have to think about, like, you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to think about big trap, you don't have to think about getting this TT. Nope. Just get Solver. That's all you do. Not a fan, not a fan. Change that shit. Yep. Daily Solver complaining. Yeah, even if it wasn't necessarily needed here, I think it's just good practice to get... Always just get your bigger globs. There's no reason not to. It's 110. nobody's to the level of this being a breaking point. Like this 105. Maybe back in the day when it was super fucking like sweaty on some particular races, you would grind this out, but we're not in a universe where this exists, okay? Just always get... It's just good practice, especially top 50. Top 50 100% should always be getting this. I can see maybe an argument for top 3, but just always pick up bigger globs. In fact, I think at this point, bigger globs is more important than glue splatter, because splatter only does pierce of the initial attack, I think, and globs is actual puddles, which is the only thing you care about with Solver now is puddles. So honestly, just stop at 510 and just chill. Ultra did 2 times boat after Solver and afforded XXL with like 1 to 2 spare. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe if you had no glue and no super this race, what you would have to do. You know, Solver is used for tier 1 elite boss this week. And it does 4.4k damage to the boss. Really? Curious if that's actually true. Would Solver Puddles not affecting Moabs be a good balance change? No, I think it's fine that it affects Moabs. It just needs tuned. Either reduce the amount that is dropped, or maybe reduce Pierce. Or do something. Obviously, you don't want to fuck it over in Chimps, because it just got a nice buff. We had a whole stream talking about that, but you can definitely tune it and still have it be very good or okay in Chimps, relatively. And have it be less insane in races. Is it true I can send a link to the vid of the guy that got it? Yeah, as long as it's the actual link and not some weird, like, fucking porn, then go for it. I don't even know what I was on. What were we talking about? What were we on about? I don't know. Did he get close to P clean here? 137.86. When did we full send? Come on. 51 at 32.91. I get 0.71. 137.71 versus 137.86. So that's pretty okay. That's acceptable. Again, not super tight. What is this? 37.86, and second was 38.71, so this instance not a huge issue. Solver and what to fix with it. Did the link work? It didn't send. You need to be a mod to send links. Classic. Put it in Toby's server. I'm not giving anybody mod here. Maybe if both the race and the boss community complain about it, then maybe there'll be a change, you know? Together we can make change in the world. Two days ago. So this is Elite Bloonarius. That's hilarious. Is this boss still going on? Is this, is that actually top strat? Oh, it is still going on. 34. Fun E. So what, are boss people complaining about this? Or do they think it's cool tech? Or is it RNG and they hate it? You do faster with FS and Elim, but your eco is destroyed? Okay. Nice. Okay. I feel like I missed something. Hold on. 17, 19 send. Oh, yeah. The entire point of sending anything early is... like, we don't care about popping balloons, okay? We care about end of round. So the more rounds we send out early, just basically means more end of round for us. That's the entire point. So that's why I like sending out 18 and 19 here. It's not about can we survive it, it's that can we get the end of round from it. And obviously can we survive it, but majorly just the end of round. Solver is cool tech and bosses. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's, you know, it's interesting to see that, oh yeah, Bloonarius splits out a bunch of fucking balloons, and Solver is good against that, because it stacks damage with puddles, so... Why you live early? Because I have to do stuff later. And I might make this my new time anyway, but we'll see. We will see. Roth cross path. Did I go over that? I feel like I did. Alk buff Sada. Stim instead of Baru. Getting a buck before you sell everything. Race is easier when it's 65 plus. Round 65 versus round 74. I guess I could go over that. So if this was a... if this was a round 73 race, I don't think anything would change. You would still get Solver. The game would still be easy. In fact, you'd have more money. However, if this was a round 74 race, I think this turns into... instead of raw full send, I think it's male full send. With early game being slower. Because the reason Roth works here is because it's only to 65. When we only go 65, you can get away with like a bunch of low-level bullshit towers that work, right? Like, we're defending the full send here with essentially 3 towers. Reactor, Roth, and Jungle's Bounty. And that works because it's 65. We basically have 63 to worry about, and then that's it. We have no 76, we have no 78. We have no 70s, like, it's clean, right? Back in the day, we would 100% try and hard commit to like a Smail or a U-Jug if it's a round 65 race, but nowadays you can get away with, if you're good, just doing a bunch of low-level stuff, right? Roth, alk buffing stuff. It's harder, obviously, than just buying one tower and having it live, but this is, yeah, this works better than, for top times, than, like, U-Jug. Because the problem with U-Jug is you have to wait so much to get it, right? Whereas with this, you start with Roth and you slowly build. Like, we're full sending with just this 5k tower, and then we build off of that, instead of building before the full send. But if it's a round 74 race, now we're adding basically 10 rounds past 65 that we have to deal with. In that scenario, Raw full send I don't think is going to cut it, especially on a map like this, which is somewhat short, even though it has a good bend that overlaps itself. Fuck. Round 63 Raw still works. Yeah, I would imagine it would be close to similar. Round 70 is the longest between that, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is decent Roth, obviously, because this is like quintessential peer sharing, or I gotta get a better term for that. It's not called peer sharing, but Pierce transfer, transferring Pierce, something like that, where you pop a bunch of stuff at the top because that's the only thing that. Okay, thanks. That's the only thing where balloons are, but then on the way around, right, the Pierce transfers from the top to this bottom track, so you live longer. So, yeah, obviously decent for Roth, but it's still somewhat short, even for a beginner. So, round 74, in this instance, you would have to actually transition to a big boy tower. You'd have to graduate. It's possible you might have been able to do Roth and then go into like a glue strike, but yeah, you would be somewhat tight on money. This is hard, right? Pretty sure this was a hard race. Yeah, this was hard, so might be a bit rough there. But most likely what I would assume. Oh, do not come. What I would assume is this is more of a, you have to get mail. So you have a way less clean early because you're fucking around with Sada and alk buffing her maybe. And yeah, you have to get Smail for a 74. I don't see any way. People could prove me wrong maybe, but so that's the biggest difference between round 74 and 65. 65 races, a lot of times you can get away with super low level towers just defending everything. Like Roth, Reactor, Jungle's Bounty, right? These sorts of things just in combination. Obviously they're not as powerful as like a U-Jug, but when it's only 65. And then obviously 74 plus 78 is a different beast entirely. It's crazy what one round makes, the difference it makes in a race, right? Compare a 73 race, and then just add one round, 74. Boom, the entire dynamic of the race changes, just like that. And probably more so than a round 74 to 78 race. Honestly, like, there's not a whole lot of a difference. I mean, 76 is a big one, obviously, that you introduce if you do 78, but I think the core concepts you're probably doing are the same. You're not raw full sending a 74 most of the time. Some races there are. I think mine was my Crickety Cracked. Was this a? I think this was, right? Yeah, this was a full send from Roth. So yeah, some instances you can get away with this if the map depends. Oh no, this wasn't. Never mind. I'm stupid. This was mail. So yeah, exactly what I said. You have to get mail sometimes. If this was a 65 race, fuck mail probably. We probably just went Roth. So yeah. Was that all that I wanted to say about first? Probably. Let's watch third, because for some reason people just love not uploading. I don't know why. And they clearly can. I mean, you're not forced to, but you can already easily record. It just seems like simple things to do, you know? Okay, this is SJB. Or not SJB. SGB? Same person. Alright, what's different here? Do we do round 17? Disappointed nobody did at least 18. I don't know. $25 instead of 26. Maybe we just had different timings and leaked a bunch. 27, same stuff. Now he gets a 210 instead of 011. Not sure about that. That's a big expense to get in. And we shift. Wait, we send earlier, no? Hold on. This is an entirely different strat, I think. Yeah, so 25, we 30. Versus... Come on. Yeah, we're... Oh, never mind, I'm stupid. Ignore me. I think we're a little later, right? 26, 27 versus a 25. So yeah, we technically are a bit later. But this doesn't go all the way to... Yeah, we stopped 35. But we almost essentially keep sending? Yeah, small pause. It's almost a continuous to 50. And we stop at 49. Interesting. We get Roth there. Interesting. I don't know about this spot. I like this front spot just because you get stuff way at the front and way at the back. It's like the best of both worlds, right? A lot of times, you know, you want to put your defense at the start, but you compromise the end of the track. But I mean, fuck, end of the road is so perfect. You literally put your stuff at the front and it just also gets the back. So yeah, I like this spot way better. Obviously, I mean, it is better because it got first, but... Sort of similar stuff here. We changed the Roth cross path, Alk buff it, get this. Curious if he Alk buffs Sada. Alk micro, I like to see it. No Alk buff Sada. Nobody Alk buffs their Sada, man. It's so good. Like, yeah, it's not like a world beater. Like, you're not gonna magically, like, fucking, like, pop infinite balloons with just Alk buffing your Sada, but it helps. 100% it helps. And yeah, this is interesting. I do like this. In the sense that it's different tech, not necessarily that it's a better strat. So we get G bounty. And then we sell Raw for Smail. Or, I guess, first mail. So this is interesting. I feel like this shouldn't live. Like, yeah, Jungle's bounty is okay, outbuffed, but, man, Ruff, I feel like Ruff carries this defense. But this would have been way cleaner if we outbuff Sada. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, we wouldn't have not had to trap this if we outbuff Sada. Maybe I'm talking about the ass there, but... This is a bit fucking tight here, no? No wonder he had to put it so far back. We outbuff that. When did we outbuff this reactor? Okay, outbuff reactor, boom. Outbuff that. Get this down. Pre-outbuff, I like that. Did we crosspath this? Basically, it would only get plus 1 second. I wonder if it's worth cross-pathing the elk on this J bounty. You're not hitting the shot limit, surely. So you basically get 1 more second. Probably not super necessary. When we do this, re-elk buff that. Was that already elk buffed, though? Did this even elk buff anybody? It did, I think. That timing was super tight, though. Elk buff, what was it, 5 seconds? Yeah, it was tight. Maybe could have seen an elk buff on the reactor, but at this point it's probably too late because you're not really defending much in the back, you're defending stuff at the front. Super nice that trap doesn't get cockblocked by this top layer. I feel like at some point in the game, when you put a trap down, this top section ate it. I don't know if I'm crazy, if anyone remembers that, but I feel like this happened at some point in the game. And now it does not do that, so... Or I'm just crazy and it always did that. Whoa! 2-man spam. What is this? I doubt they're ever removing Snorm and Glorm Pierce. I'm pretty sure Rohan has stated that like that and Snowstorm is never getting their Pierce removed. And Druid. Spirit. Was this race even played much? No idea. Trap will hit, you guys have to place it right. Depends on where you put the trap. Right. Huh. Right. What the fuck? Why? Why does that exist, huh? Hello? That's just unnecessarily, like, RNG. Like, oh, yeah, I want to micro this fucking trap in the back. Oh, whoops. You accidentally placed it 2 pixels too high. It's gone now. Good luck, buddy. Why does it do that? It must have different nodes for where it can... Like, obviously the track is not straight in any capacity. But... I wonder what the actual game mechanics are for how the game decides where to place a trap, you know? Like if there's specific nodes, or if it just says fuck it and within like 10 pixels of wherever a track is at, it can go at a different Y level on each attempt, right? Like that seems high, right? If I put this in the exact same spot, does this just have a chance that it's 10 pixels lower? Or is that always a node that's placed there? That seems a bit fucked, but... They're never fixing that, so GG. The tech of end of the road of knowing where to place your bloom trap NGs. I don't know if a trap is random. I'm just saying... I mean, I could test it, right? Well, I don't know. I was gonna make an auto hotkey, but someone else can do that, or I can do it in my free time. Okay, where were we? So trap, alright, alk buff this. I don't like the fact that this, I mean, this is super nitpicky, but this alk should not be touching Sada, because this AMD, I'm pretty sure, fucking bounces all the way up here. Yup. You have 0 AMD on this male. Non-AMD male real. But, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. We have so much money that this could be instantly cockblocked by leads and we'd still have enough money just by selling everything we have on the board. And I like this. A fucking Phoenix play. Just get all your defense before camo. Back when we had, slowdown. Dude, look, I need to see this video. Hold on. Oh. I'm sorry if you guys heard that. Just punched my mic. Holy shit, the amount of videos that he's made. It's just it's not even loading properly. Yeah, this one. God, it's so slow. Pretty sure he full sends here, and he just has like 8 years to just buy like every merchant in the game. Hold on. Freaking. Wait, is this not the video? Oh, I don't think this is the one. No, this isn't the one. There's an old race where Phoenix is going so slow that within like we full sent. And like so, like we've activated Maelstrom, and we just casually get down like a favorite trades within like 0.1 seconds of actual game time. Right, it takes like 8 seconds for it to play out, but we just get down a fucking favorite trade as like the mail is going off at like 1 FPS. We're just chilling, no issues. Let's just get this mail, and then we're just gonna sell it 5 seconds later. Like. Actually hard micro if you had to do it today with no slowdown, but just, you know, just a casual thing. You're just gonna get this as it's going off. But it's not this one. Where were we? Okay, we get Smail. Cool strat. Different. And then we transition to Solver. Okay, listen. I'm fine with this bigger globs, but we don't need, and under any circumstances, we don't need to spend 2K for this. We also didn't, do we need to sell all of that? 7K over? I feel like we either keep this village. I don't think we can keep Buck. We just might keep village, though. We don't need Splatter. I'm pretty sure first got Splatter, too, right? Yeah, we just... It's a tough habit to get out of, but... I mean, on some select races, you do need Splatter. But on a race like this, when we're a minute in and like we're 100% not getting Pierce Cap by any regrows, fuck it, we probably don't even need bigger globs, but it's good practice to just get it, right? But 100% we don't need 100% we don't need 2K for this splatter. Kind of a bait upgrade if you ask me. Yeah, that's, I mean, again, I like good practice in my clean, right? Doesn't matter for this race, but... Get that. Get this overdrive that pops 1 Moab. 2 Moabs. I don't know really why we got that overdrive to begin with. And we tech terror clean. I would have gotten something here. Like, just a Roth. I mean... a little unnecessarily tight. Not really. I mean, we have Sada, but... let's put something down. And it's almost second, but last settle for third. Could check how perfect the clean was, but maybe later. How does alking the mail work? Doesn't the mail shoot super fast so the potion expires quickly? Every shot is... or every blade thing is a shot, right? So, there's 2... this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on shots, right? And they're doubled. It runs out super quickly on Smail. On Mail, it's actually super worth it to always alk. Because, so let's see this, right? Look how long this shit lasts. That's actually a super long amount of time for an ability that shoots as fast as Mail. And obviously the AMD goes quicker, right? Like you can see. But even that AMD, those 10 shots, just getting all those leads out, is also 100% worth it. So, Mail's synergy with alk is absurd. You hardly see this in chimps because why the fuck are we alk buffing a Maelstrom? Like, just use a Maelstrom or you're getting Smail. And even then, a lot of people don't alk buff their Smails, even though I should. It's not, like, 100% necessary. So yeah. Search bar. What do you mean search bar? Don't watch, you will copyright strike. True. The alk buff wasn't even needed here because I had so much shit to sell. Yeah. Because I was $500 off without selling boat. Yeah, I mean, you could... I mean, selling boat there is fine. I would have kept village because if you're always going to be that much over, but... I feel like this strat could have gotten top 1 if you got 3XX sub instead of 4XX and rushed mail with J Bounty. P clean was 81.86. That's close. Top 1 if you 3XX sub instead of 4XX and rushed mail. So you're saying... fuck this reactor. Just stop here. Get J Bounty. Maybe if we actually alk buff our Sada. And... I mean, is he sending faster, though? A lot of this is getting end of round for... Roth. Like, how soon does he send after getting Roth money? $27 to $50. Okay. Get Roth now. We have to chill for a bit. No, we instant fucking go. We get Roth and go. Almost a continuous send, to be honest. Flag stops here. Almost basically a continuous send. Whereas here... Stop there. Flag is done. We have to wait a little bit longer. I mean, how much are we up by? 36.25? Yeah, I don't know. Reactor does do a lot here. Skimming those purples. And just general DPS. Like, yeah, it's a utility tower, but... It's possible you could do that. Yeah, J Bounty can't get purples. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Without having played the race at top 5, can't say for sure. Oh, I'm curious. This is getting skipped. Round 70 is 41 seconds long. I feel like we sent 70 a bit early, no? Or am I just crazy? No, we definitely sent 70 early. $50, 42. Maybe could have waited another second. Because in this, 70 cent might actually make a difference. Because we still have to wait. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Skip reactor plus better off spot. Yeah, if you had the better off spot. Well, in this scenario... I still like the better off spot. So that's third. Like the strat, like that it's different. Could it have beat top 1? Maybe. And then we have fourth, Vcoach. Ah, here's the 19. This is what I like to see. So let's see what went wrong here then. Was he missing tech? It was a very late 27. I was able to do 27 after Sada, second Sada. He has the boat tech. So what went wrong? Does back Roth. Wait, he just sends slow. What happens here? When do we get end of round? We get Roth 33? $32. And we've already sent, and we instant send. I'm confused why this is so much slower. Did he fuck up clean? This is only like a second slower, no? Because we full send. I guess we sent from 49 instead of 50. We get Roth. 33.9 we full send. This is 32.7. 32.9. But this is... No, I guess it adds up. 37.8, 39.2. But why this Roth spot? No alk buff Sada. Look at look at how much money we have. Like, yeah, I get we're chilling with J Bounty, but like, pop an alk on her, man. And we wait too. Why do we wait so long? Wait. So it comes up, right? I'm like, okay, maybe we wait to alk buff this. We're just gonna wait. And then fuck it, we're not even gonna alk buff. Just send her. And we mail, okay. Oh, and now we do the correct 70 cent as well. 54, I think this is, yeah, this is a good 70 cent. Late as possible when you have mail. Didn't even sell reactor. Okay. I honestly like this run a lot more than first. Except for that Roth spot. Yeah, this is a bit weird. Okay. And we pause, and then we don't stop the recording. That's a bit sloppy, no? That shit almost went out of range. I mean, get drums or something. It's just sitting on AK. Raw spot didn't work with mail. 5k off solver. What, the boat's on first? It is. It's on first. There's actually... I don't think there's any discernible difference between first and last. Like, sometimes you go first to snipe, but in this instance, like, I'm pretty sure the first and the last targeting would be the exact same shots. And you just gain that, plus attack speed for free. Like, essentially free. Not even, like, hypothetically, like, oh, maybe you're missing, like, rounds because you're not targeting on first. No, I'm pretty sure this is, like, you actually just always get free stuff here from last. I wonder if he knows that tech, or if he just forgot it. LZ gave strat to this guy. LZ. Oh. I tried outbuffing Sada, but it didn't change anything most tries. Right. I don't know about that one. He didn't put first close, so it almost went out of range. Activate windows? True. cool that there's two different strats that are very comparable, though, in terms of time. I always like to see that. I mean, obviously the early Roth is pretty cookie cutter, but the diverging paths after that is nice to see. I love when Tarn does these one tower limits. It creates so much more choices you have to make, right? Like, oh, do I stick with the Roth, or do I sell it, lose a bunch of DPS, but then go for that mail play, right? Risky mail play. Or having like $1 on a round 80 race. It's like, yeah, I can have this favored trades, or I could, you know, sell it and start cleaning with or cleaning with Pirate Lord. But you can't have both. Make a choice. I mean, just get one more buck, right? Surely we get one more buck. We sell with, how much money do we have? 4K? He does get $2. That's good. Oh, but he doesn't get favored. Again, you get like 1 second of favor. I mean, 119 in the game. Maybe. I mean, there's not a whole lot of balloons. But, I mean, this one made 4.6. There's not a lot of instances where favored isn't worth it. I'll tell you that much. Not a lot. Yeah, I was trying Alexada and it was slow as balls, so. Yeah, I would assume that that's the case. I mean, there isn't a whole lot of times where you do last tech because of the nature of how military towers work. Like, this is useless, this is useless, this is useless, and this is useless. Like, yeah, congrats. They gave us an MK where half the towers fucking don't function with it, but that's fine. So then you're left with this, this, and this, okay? Sub, your reactor, you're not putting your reactor on last, first of all, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Second of all, we never get anything with this upgrade, because it sucks. Third of all, most of the time if we get ballistic, a lot of times it's on strong because we need to target the Moab. Last, I can see it coming into play. A lot of times we just keep this shit on first though because just how ballistic works, right? You don't really put it on last that often. I can't think of a race that we've had ballistic that we have spammed on last. I think it's always just been first because of the circumstances of the race. So you're basically left with sniper, which you have one path that doesn't even really need last. Most of the time you want it on strong anyway. Like, yeah, technically for P clean you want like 1 on last, but like you would do this regardless of the attack speed buff. So you just put that on strong. So then you're left with like 1 tower that actually benefits, which is Buck. And it's like 2 upgrades. It's like Destroyer and Cannon Ship that are actual towers, right? And then you have low level tech like early game. So yeah, it doesn't come into play that often because based on the towers that military are, it's hard to take advantage of them. Right. So, does Eins actually have a video, or is it slow? Because I would watch it, but if it's not his actual 5th place time, then it's somewhat irrelevant. He only has 141? Yeah, I'm good. Unless his strat is wildly different, and it's the same strat he used to get 39, then not too much to see from that. most likely. When did you get that? 7 hour? I like to see when they got their times. Interesting. 4 hours, 7. Somewhat denotes the activity of the race. Doesn't show. End of leaderboard. Surely there's a way to track this with a bot, right? Check when they got the top time. Who are these people? It's like random people commenting on races I've never heard of. What was I looking at? I don't remember. There's a way to do that? Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Fuck, that'd be such a good metric to track. Like, how early you get a top 3 time. Imagine you get 3rd on, like, a Friday, right? You just sit on it. That obviously weighs heavier than if you got 3rd, like, 2 minutes before the race ended. Or does it, though? Maybe it does the opposite. Like, that, it means it's a dead race. So it should weigh less. I don't know how you would weight that. It's either A, you're so dominant that you got, you know, a top 3 2 days in, or the race was so dead that you got a top 3 2 days in and nobody challenged it. I don't know if you can really extrapolate correctly just from that, but it'd still be cool to look at when they got the times, right, of all top 3. That'd be a good stat to track. Full sent from Roth, 36 Roth, and the 141. Non-LB shower. Sunday, May 28th, 2023. 10:02:06 a.m. GMT for first place. Is that... Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how that translates to their time. Let me think. Yeah, that'd be a cool stat to track. That's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I've wanted to, well, obviously I like tracking stats of races, even though I've slacked in the past year of doing that. But it'd be cool to maybe have like an ELO system or I wouldn't say DVOA. That was like, oh yeah, DVOA from like football, but like that's completely fucking different. But just a way to rank, I guess, racers based on a number of factors, right? How many top 3s? When did you get the top 3s? Like dominance streaks, top 3s in a row, top 3s in a row with you have a 1 week gap where you don't have to have a top 3, 2 weeks of a gap, 3 weeks of a gap, right? Most top 1s in a row, stuff like that. But then also compare them to, it wouldn't just be against yourself, you'd be comparing them, right? How many times has another person gotten a top 1 streak in a row? How many people have gotten top 2 streaks in a row, top 3 streaks, right? And you make like a whole ass formula that compares everything across the history of races. But I have no idea how I would start doing that. So, the The UEFA European League Final. Average EUer. 4 a.m. Mountain Time. Right. The only correct time zone, other than UTC. Lowest effort top 3. Yeah, that's another thing. You have to somehow categorize the value of a top 3 placement. Because obviously some top 3s are different than others, right? There's some periods in racing where people just aren't trying. There's some dead spots. Or other factors, right? Where, yeah, you got first on this race, but if anybody tried, your ass would be in like 8th, right? That sort of thing. But it's almost impossible to quantify that with the information that we have. So, I don't know. There might be a way, but... No, listen, I like soccer, okay? I played soccer all throughout high school. I was a huge soccer guy. That was the only sport I played, and it was fun. But this is the true take, all right? Playing soccer is more enjoyable than playing football, by far. Fuck going out and like getting my head absolutely racked every second and just developing CTE after 2 years of playing, okay? Playing football is awful. Disgusting on your body, mentally taxing, and it's just, you just get injured, like, always. Just not a fun sport to play. To watch, though, football is way better than soccer. I think soccer's still enjoyable to watch, but football is just way more enjoyable. So to play, soccer is better, by far. To watch, football is. If you like soccer, you wouldn't call it soccer. Yeah, I understand that. Listen, I made that argument too back in the day, but I live in fucking Montana, okay? So it's like nobody will call it football. You get hurt in soccer too, obviously, but not to the degree that football, okay? Definitely not to the degree of football. I played my entire, or I played till when I was in like 3rd grade. No, fuck it. I played in 1st grade all the way up to high school, my senior year. I played soccer every single year. I don't think I ever got injured once, and I wasn't going soft. Like I was going hard. I don't think I ever got injured. Maybe I like had a cramp or I pulled a muscle here and there. But I was on the field 100% of the time. For like the entirety of my life. I was never even a bench warmer because I was just that good. And nobody else was. I mean, we had fucking like 10 people in our team, so. But yeah. Soccer players have this weird power where they recover from injuries in seconds after rolling on the floor. Yeah, that's also true. Suspicious how that happens, Montana is the American... I don't even know what that says. Is that edgy or racist? Okay, why are we talking about soccer? Why are we talking about soccer? Because I talked about the race, right? Yeah. I don't even know what's left. Could do like a ranking. How do I rank this race, huh? Decently unique. One life, but it didn't feel like a one life race. It felt decently enjoyable. Cool Roth Tech 402 for first. No one ended up alking Sada, so fuck it. No, that didn't come into play. End of round boat tech. A lot of micro, but strat was pretty important too, so I like it. It was kind of like a 50-50 strat micro sort of race, which I like those. I'd say this is a pretty solid race. Town. What? is a town in the federal state of Bavaria, Germany. The capital district of Neustadt. Neustadt is located on the Oschmule River and has a population around 13,000. I mean, yeah, it says town. Doesn't lie. Solid race. Probably 6 out of 10. Nothing too crazy, but it was pretty varied in strats, at the top end at least. Clean wasn't free, as in, you had to p-clean it with TT. And you also didn't have that much money to work with. I mean, you had money, but it wasn't... We weren't just rocking 30k at the end to do whatever we wanted. We couldn't get big trap. Decent amount of selling into other things, right? I'd say solid race, 6 out of 10 maybe. Pretty sure Tarn has been on some good races lately. I don't know what the general consensus is, but I've enjoyed most of the races we've had in the past couple of weeks. Well, I think that's all for the race. Unless I'm missing something obvious in my notes. The stats. Let's pull something up. Does anyone have a link to... fuck, hold on. Don't answer that question. So we have this sheet, right? This is the... Have you made your tournament bracket yet? First, I don't know what that means. For the fucking weird tournament shit? Dog, the only reason I'm in that is because TSP messaged me 2 hours before it ended, and he's like, yo, did you submit a thing? I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, you should submit a thing. And I'm like, I guess. So I submitted it, and I don't care about whatever happens after, okay? Well, obviously I'll do whatever challenge is next, but I'm not participating. Cannibalism didn't record and was gonna push, I think, but forgot to play. But he came up with the same strat as me independently. Okay. This is the sheet. This is the actual index, okay? The real index, not the fake one. Okay? It's the OG. Clearly it's changed, but so this is kind of like a stat, but not really. There's not a lot of stats going on here. It's just it's a nice visualization, right? The problem is that A, this is outdated by 70 races. And B, this looks ugly because it's on Google Sheets. And doing shit like this in Google Sheets is not smart. So what I'm probably going to do is make a super slick graphic. Like a huge poster type. Fucking 5K by 5K pixels. Or resolution. In Photoshop or GIMP. and take this and transplant it to where it actually looks really good and gives way more info and is easier to read than what this is. And update that instead. So we actually have a slick visualization to look at. That also can go on a Discord bot. Fucking maybe I'll message Michael and maybe we can do that. I don't know if that's even possible. It also looks good. I don't know if you have a Discord bot and you do like a command that sends an image. If that image is like 5K by 5K res, I don't know how that even looks in Discord, or if that's possible to even show properly. I guess you could like link it, just to an Imgur, or whatever site is better than Imgur now, because apparently we all hate Imgur now. So, yeah, that's the idea. And then this will actually be updated. Well, not this, but the image will be updated, right? Because I think this is super fucking cool to look at, right? See all the peaks, right? Of different people playing. That I somewhat haphazardly did here. And you could also make one that sees, like, who's active, right? Or at least active in top 3. So, like, who's the oldest active top 3 racer? See their first top 3, their last top 3, and then draw, like, a line, right? So you have stuff like, you have this guy, and then you have, like, oh, this guy raced from here to here, 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 right? And you can kind of see, like, oh, this was a super active fucking peak where a lot of top races were running or something, right? Or like, wow, this was like really dead because nobody played. So cool visualization shit like that would be nice to do. Imgur wants me to watch an ad before every upload. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Imgur. If you ever go to the front page of Imgur, it's like the most 2010s fucking webpage you've ever seen in your life. Every meme is actually 2010s era, like garbage. I don't know who actually browses it. Like, what is this? It's like a worse Reddit and TikTok and like it's just the worst of every social media app combined. And it doesn't even look good. Like, why is the information presented to me like this? It's just a wall of garbage, like, spewed at me. Like, GIFs are just playing. There's text everywhere. Nothing is, like, aligned properly. Like, what is all this up here? It's just awful. What an awful website. I guess this is just for, like, old people to browse? Well, then why don't you just go on Facebook, right? Like, even Facebook is probably better than this. Surely. T1 walls. Yeah, so that's eventually what I want to do. And also, having an image is probably 10 times easier than updating this Google Sheets. Because of reasons. And you could do other stuff too. I mean, I could probably make a bunch of, I'm gonna make a bunch of infographics for every race and make them look good. For all, whatever, 223 races we've had, so, you know, I'll definitely get around to doing that. At some point in the future. Other than that, yeah, obviously I have to update this too, because I don't even know if the actual index has that updated. It might. I don't even know who would be updating it at this point, but it's not only is it super outdated, but it also looks ugly. Because I made this when I had zero understanding of how to make stuff look good. Alright, so it's technically somewhat updated. but the the last person appearances is 139. This is the last time I updated that. Look at this, blast from the past. Let's see who's here. Last time you're in top 3. Infinity was racing, Duke, Eins, YTSC, Rise, Bomb, Noob, Par, Pungrin, Skibimi, Plasma, Schwax. Jesus, this is ancient. Why not? Violet, Mo, GD, Zach, Dot 3, TSP, Kami, Born to Die, Bean Era, Minuscule, Tyler, KLTD, Toby. Damn, Tudor's last race was 110. Red's last race was 109. What do these colors mean? How did I color code this? What is orange? Orange is not actively... Why did I not label anything? I think orange was not actively racing. Maybe. Or like hadn't gotten a top 3 in... Yeah, hadn't gotten a top 3 in 10 races. Yeah. Right. So yeah, this shit definitely needs updating. But also there's 10 times better ways of doing this too. This is like ghetto, like I just installed Google Sheets, so having all this information on an actual separate sheet, like we have all the other race info, would be super helpful than having to manually change this each time, obviously. Yeah, I have to go back and get all this. I mean, this is all in another sheet anyway that me and Infinity were working on, but then we stopped doing that. But I think it might automatically somehow fucking with the API update. So actually, let me check on that sheet. Does that sheet still exist? It must, because that's where the bot was. That's where the bot was at, or taking its info from. Is it here? Yes. So this is where all the info actually is supposed to go. And clearly... Oh, actually, a lot of stuff has been done. Wait, who did this? I think I might have done that, actually. See, all this has to be done, basically. Which, yeah, is a lot of stuff. This only goes up to 207. We still have 230 to go, too. Eventually, we could get this automated, I think. Or, no, actually, 100% we could automate this. It's just, that's not hooked up to anything. I don't even know if this is updated either. Yeah, this isn't updated. This is what the old race bot was working with, and I don't even know if that race bot exists anymore, or if it's functioning. But, or if, like, the Mindcool bot has taken that over. But I don't think it has, because the old race bot had, like, graphs and shit, right? And I have no idea if that's still, functioning. Race bot is dead? Yeah. Again, I would revive that, but I have absolutely zero, programming knowledge at all. Or even how to fucking set up a Discord bot, so... I could figure it out, but it would take way too long, and I'm not even would be good at it, so... Yeah, and Randy doesn't even fucking play the game, so I don't know why he was working on it. Or he doesn't even care about races. Flag from using the API. Okay. So that'd be cool if that was revived somehow. I say as I would definitely never touch it, but, you know. Surely if I gave everyone, or if I gave someone the information, right? and did all the actual work that wasn't setting up the bot, that they could maintain it. Ask ChatGPT to make me one. True. Well, I think I'm probably gonna be off soon anyway, because I don't know like what else to do. Biggest pain is getting old race data. Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, everything that's been gotten has been gotten, right? I don't think it's like some shit it's just lost forever, right? I think all these in red are we just have 0 info on. There was a big dump a while back. I don't know if you did it, but we got a bunch of info from old racing. Or from old races. Fuck. Where was this? We got a bunch of old info from races. This isn't even the sheet, is it? God damn it, where is it? Where it, we got a lot of people. We got like the top 100 leaderboard on every race. Or not every race, but every conceivable race that we could get. Some races I think are actually just lost forever in terms of the top 100 leaderboard. I don't know what these are. I don't know why these are red. If we just have actually, I mean, we obviously have info. Obviously the IDs for some have been lost. Oh yeah, look at all these, dog. Yikes. Yeah, I know those are the names to, but like I don't know why this is, because these aren't, this is the ID, this is just the name of it. I don't know why this is. Oh, name, canonical name, ID, right. There's a sheet that has every top 100 on it, and I have absolutely no idea where that is. I'm pretty sure only me and Infinity had it. Oh no, that's not true. Because we got it from, like, Mindcool or someone, right? Or Hemi? So the info's out there, but I don't know where it is. And I don't think I can find it. Tier lists, no. Folder, no. Yeah, it might just be somewhere that I don't have access to anymore. Possibly. But on races that we don't have the players for, we can go back to old videos and manually input them. That's what I was doing, and then I stopped doing it because it was a pain. So I think in total there's probably 20 leaderboards that we just have absolutely no leaderboard data for. Like, it's just actually gone forever. And we have a lot that we can manually input from looking at old screenshots. That we at least can get in the sheet. And we don't have the full top 100, but we at least have the top 5 or whatever, right? Whatever we decide to put in. And then obviously the couple here that we don't have the API access for. But I mean, even though we don't have this, we still have the actual, we have all the stats, we have the top 5 amount, we just don't have the top 100 player amount for these types of races. Which is unfortunate, but, I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbled back in the day. That's actually where I started my BTD6 data gathering journey. This is on the top 100 sheet, one of the sheets on that page. Yeah, I thought it was, but it's not. It was a different sheet that we made. I don't know what this is. Some wild shit. Wait, is it this? But it's like super small? No. This is not it. Yeah, it's a different sheet somewhere, and I have it. I just don't have it. But that can all be consolidated. I don't even want to use Google Sheets. I don't know why I'm... At least use Excel, or just store it in like an actually... or store it like offline. But it's probably fine for now that this is Sheets. It's not... It doesn't have to be super fancy. At some point I wanted to make a website, but as with all things, I have zero website expertise or coding expertise, so that's probably not happening. Anytime soon. Text was tiny. Yeah, that's the sheet. I mean, people have access to it. I just don't know where it is. But you get the idea. That sheet has to be filled out eventually. This sheet has to be filled out eventually. Yeah. And then eventually I want to transpose this into individual images that also show top 3 and have it look somewhat readable and good, visually appealing. But that's for another day. I don't think I'm going to do a tier list because I don't think people care, and I have nothing prepared. And we've already done the race, and I don't think there's physically anything else that I could do that would be entertaining. I thought about going into CT and showing like how my approach to like a race, or how you should practice races, but I've not even joined, so that wouldn't work. And it'd probably be boring anyways. So, yeah, GG. 2-hour stream? Yeah, fuck it, that's fine. I gotta do stuff later anyway. Alright. If anyone has any last questions, comments, or concerns, speak now or forever hold your peace. And if not, I am out of here and done for the day. And I will do exactly what Avo says. Adios, amigos.